All right, it says go live. Hey, everybody, it's Thursday night at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. I have a birdland, and I'm going to use it. Welcome. All right, Spirit Campfire soundtrack. You feel it? That's like a shit kicker sonic bombastodon. Greetings. Greetings on this muy frio. Look at that birdland. How pretty is the birdland? How's that sound? Is that amp sounding right? What a pretty ass guitar, huh? What a pretty ass guitar player. So today is February 3rd, the third day of February, Clusterfuck 22. See, there's always a shit-eating grin on my face. That's why you come here, isn't it? You cherish, you worship, you genuflect at the altar. We genuflect at the altar of positive spirit and energy and attitude and independence and rugged individualism and certainly Motor City inspired Funk Brothers sonic bombast. Welcome. That is the battle cry of the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire on this cold as hell February 3rd, Clusterfuck 22. Do you feel the spirit? It's like a campfire. In fact, let me play that motherfucker. Boy, there are some crazy things going on, huh? But I've had a wonderful day. I got miracle ear hearing aids in. It's a miracle ear because I have miraculously lost my hearing. Combination of ballistic coefficient handgun artillery for my entire life. I'm 73 years. I've probably been shooting for 71 years. And rock and roll, I've been rock and rolling for probably 68 of those years. And for many, many years, I didn't wear hearing protection. Here's the Uncle Ted Tech Tip, because the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire always includes unlimited entertainment and inspiration, stimuli, spiritual, intellectual, and guttural stimuli, but also educational impact. And here's an Uncle Ted Tech Tip. Don't ever play your loud-ass guitars without hearing protection. And don't ever shoot guns without hearing protection. Now, I got silencer suppressors, silencers, cans on all my rifles. And that's what I use exclusively nowadays. My GA Precision 308 shooting Remington Corlock 180 grain deadliest mushroom in the woods. But just health-wise, Barack, health-wise, make sure you protect your eyes and your ears whenever you shoot. And I shoot my 10 millimeter every day. And I always switch my Miracle Ear hearing aids with little hearing protecting valves. I've always got them in my pocket. I always have a pocket full of ear protectors, and I screw those babies deep into the canals of my ears. And as a member of the Lourdes rock and roll band in 1959 throughout 63, I started playing really loud because I like loud. If you're going to get tones like this. It's not loud in here. It's really quite quiet. It's probably 1/100th of what it used to be. But always protect your ears. I was starting out as a preteen, before I was a teenager. How cool is that? Tom Noel on drums. God bless you, Tom. John Brake, God rest his soul. Pete Prim, wherever he is. And John Finley, God rest his soul. I remember all my guys. I can tell you what kind of Ludwig drums that Tom played. And the Rickenbacker bass through a B15 Ampeg amp that Pete Prim, and he had a silk glove on his right hand. We were like, they were teenagers. I think I was like 10 or 11. But anyhow, and John Brake's an Electro Voice 664 that you could sing through and also pound nails in the stage. Big giant ass microphone. This is kind of a nice history lesson. Don't you like history lessons with Uncle Ted? Since my memory works and I remember all that stuff. And I played a Fender Duosonic, white with a reddish tortoise shell pickguard through a cream original 1960 Fender piggyback basement amp with 212s. Oh, God, if I had that today. But I get that from Joe Podorczyk and Joe Massimino. I remember all this stuff. Joe Podorczyk had the Capitol School of Music on Grand River in Detroit. And Massimino, Joe Massimino, I bought my Fender Twin from eventually, was on 8 Mile Road. How cool is this? And then Lyle Gilman at the Roselle School of Music when I got my first blonde 1965 Birdland. What great little reminiscing. How cool are those licks? What is that lick? I've never played them. So anyhow, protect your damn ears. So when I was getting it, it's even when I first started playing loud, getting a couple of Fender amps, I started taking John Finley smoked cigarettes. And I'd take the filters off his cigarette and I'd stuff it in my right ear so my right ear still works good. But that's not good enough. You got to wear real hearing protection. I wish they made a silencer for my guitar. Actually, I don't wish they made a silencer for my guitar because I don't want to be silenced. I have this First Amendment right, and I want the whole world to deal with my spoken word and my core beliefs of God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, we the people, shit kicker, freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of gonzo happiness. Are you with me? Are you still with me? So we're getting ready for a big weekend. Every weekend's a big weekend. Thank God. Finally, it's Friday. I'm out of my cage. 2 days of freedom. I'm good for a rage. Going to the concert and hitting all the bars on weekends. My wages don't just go so far. Because I'm... Warriors. Great lick. Anyhow, a happy Thursday. So this weekend, I have a great hunt for the Hunter Nation. A guy, Chris, bought a great hunt with Chuck Fraser over in Coolidge, Texas at Lone Wolf Whitetails. And Chris and his family are flying into Mahia, and it's colder and shit. Everything is covered in ice. I've been having a riot. I've been pretending it's Michigan today in Texas. It's like 20 degrees. It was like 14 degrees when I got up this morning. Barack. And I fired up my 69 Bronco. Thank you, Dave Poston. I haven't got my Zebra Bronco yet. Thank you, Brian Shootback Sporting Good in Jackson on Pearl Street, and Dave Miller, these wrench gods. And my buddy Bill Carlton and the guys down at Extensive for the Texas Metal TV show. They got my 74 trombones. My 74 Bronco, which is unbelievable. I hope they finish it so I can rave about it. Anyhow, I got a 69 Bronco where I fired up the 302 and went for a ride in low four-wheel drive, and nothing could stop me because this is nothing like we have in Michigan. In fact, back in Michigan, they got like a foot of snow on the ground, and I'm so pissed off. I wish I was there. I love blizzards. I love blizzards socially, too. We're in a blizzard right now in the United States of America, a self-inflicted criminal blizzard of oath-violating criminal abuse of power. See how I made that transition? Was that smooth as a slippery ice driveway? So anyhow, and I was mentioning the Spirit Campfire. That's Lady Luck. What a great lick. I think I was 20 when I came up, 21. But anyhow, Spirit Campfire. That's that. Why do you know what record's that from? Call the Wild? I think Call the Wild or me Call the Wild. Great record. Boy, do I love my music. Do you love my music? Good to see all you people there. Stormtrooper, what a great lick that is. Early morning hours, there's a din in the air, mayhem on the loose. Stormtroopers coming, you better be prepared. No time to choose. Coming up your streets, jackboot stepping high, got to make a stand. Looking in your window, listening to your phone, keep a gun in your hand. 1976. In the early morning hours, there's a din in the air, mayhem on the loose. See, I don't write those words, I just ejaculate them. They're coming down the streets, jackboots stepping high, got to make a stand. They're looking in your window, listening to your phone, keep a gun in your hand. Stormtroopers coming. Stormtroopers coming. Coming up your streets, jackboot stepping high, you got to make a stand, looking in your window, listening to your phone, keep a gun in your hand. 2022, huh? 2020, Clusterfuck 21 and Clusterfuck 22. See, I'm clairvoyant. The world is a crystal ball if you look close enough and you pay attention historically into the future. So welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, brought to you by TedNugent.com Yes. You can buy a shit. TedNugent.com. I signed another box full of these. You can get these hats at TedNugent.com. I think there's a stupid sale going on right now. But I signed them in hardcore ink so you can scare people. And we do have a bunch of these that came in. If you want to get mojo in your pocket, the Ted Nugent Challenge coin, the real Homeland Security chief. That could be you, because I know it's me. But anyhow, people are buying these and they're giving them as gifts, and they're giving them to heroes of the military and law enforcement. I'm going to tell you, when you give somebody a Ted Nugent Challenge coin, you bond from the spirit and the balls up. You get these at TedNugent.com. So anyhow, there's so much we could talk about. There's so many ugly things. So let me summarize some stuff that seems to confuse some people, because I'm not easily confused. I'm not confused at all. Well, why would this be happening? Because people are evil. Why is our government turning on America? Because people are evil. You should all be well aware of the Trail of Tears. I know most of you are, because if you're here with Ted Nugent, you're smart people. Barack. You got to admit, it's fun. I drove a Kenworth once. Cool. I didn't. I drive Broncos and fire-breathing Dodge Mopar Hellcat wide-body Super Sport Red Eyes. And locked and loaded. Yeah, full time. So I've been paying attention, and you don't need to, give yourself a headache asking why the president of the United States and the government of the United States would intentionally orchestrate an invasion through our southern border. Don't try to figure that out. Just know this. Evil exists, and it controls the American government right now. It hurts to say that, but Old Yeller, when he's a good dog, I give him a biscuit. When he's a foaming at the mouth dog, I act accordingly. So I'm spotlighting cockroaches here. So let's get into the ugliness, because you got to identify the ugliness and spotlight cockroaches if you want to stomp them out and make sure you mitigate disease spread in your life. The disease of tyranny and the oath-violating monsters that infest the United States government, media, academia, big tech. I can't believe I'm even on here. Because truth, logic, and common sense is kryptonite to Marxists and people who believe in censorship. Neil Young. Jeez. How do you like your brain? Crispy. So before you ask why this is happening now, you should make sure you and everybody you know is aware of the Trail of Tears, what the U.S. government did to the Native Americans. The Trail of Tears, know what it is. They should know what the Bataan Death March, those were humans, even though they were Jap devils. They did that to their fellow human beings. The Trail of Tears, the Bataan Death March. Be sure you know about the rape of Nanking. And you want to be, then you can't ever again say, well, I can't believe people would do that to people. Yeah, really? Well, read this book. Get that book right there. How Do You Kill 11 Million People by Andy Andrews. Get that book. And you'll never be surprised at the atrocities as perpetrated by your fellow man. Oh, and here's another book. And I got to tell you, the more you read, the better. Now, I don't read. I'm reading that book. And I read the book, Call of the Wild by Jack London. I didn't read it all. And King, Dog of the North. Now, some people go, well, he's picking his teeth. That's rude. No, it's not. I pick teeth. This is like a Ted Nugent Spirit campfire. There's no formality here. We're going to the premiere tomorrow night in Waco, Texas, of Shemaine's amazing documentary film, Killer House, documenting the horror story of the punks that run the construction industry in this country that don't give a shit about keeping their word, and how our home in Michigan, our dream home, was infested with Stachybotrys poison black mold that almost killed us. In fact, I think I'll get a website here, because Shemaine's going to put it up on the internet or whatever you view this stuff on. But it's documentary called Killer House, produced by Shemaine Nugent, my queen of the forest, my soulmate, the most dangerous bow hunting woman on earth. But that'll be available, and I'll be doing that tomorrow night. But here's a great book I want you to buy, if no other reason, just to support Will Jimeno, the author, who survived the terrorist attack on America that the American government allowed to happen on 9/11/2001. Sunrise Through the Darkness by the great hero and just a great man, a great husband, a great father, a great asset to the American dream, Will Jimeno. Sunrise Through the Darkness. Great book. These are great books. But there's a lot of confusion out there, and there shouldn't be confusion. The reasons why are so obvious, because people who get too much power will abuse that power, and they will violate their sacred oath to the Constitution. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Democrat Party, rhinos, Mitch McConnell, bunch of pricks. James Comey, FBI prick. General Milley, treasonous prick. Well, he called the Chinese commander to let him know if we ever do anything to him. What a traitor. What a prick. But anyhow, people indicate confusion. Well, this is a high crime. What's behind this high crime surge? Pay attention. I know you know this, but a lot of people don't know this. When you release murderers or don't even charge or prosecute carjackers and rapists and gangbangers shooting each other and shooting cops and stabbing people, when you don't keep them in a cage and you have a court system and DAs and attorneys and judges who keep letting out the most vicious, violent monsters ever, when you keep letting them out, write this down, they will commit the crimes again. Well, there's been 20 million new gun owners and there's too many guns. No. None of the new 20 million gun owners have committed any crimes. It's the same chunk of subhuman debris punks that are committing them all, who are being let out intentionally to repeat their crimes. I've said it before. Engineered recidivism. There is no mystery why all these Democrat cities are experiencing record murder rates, record rape rates, record carjackings, record assaults, record numbers of cops ambushed and murdered by people who shoot at cops and they let them out. Well, if somebody shot at somebody, why would you ever would you want people who shoot people to go shopping with your family? Because that's what the court thinks. The courts and the judges and the district attorneys and Democrat blue feces, needles, high crime, homeless shitholes, they want your family to go shopping with rapists and murderers and carjackers. That's not an opinion. The statistics are inescapable unless you're comfortably numb, which is actually uncomfortably dumb, which I guess everybody, the people who wear a mask in the parking lot all by themselves, that would be uncomfortably dumb. See what I'm getting at? That's how stupid people can be. In his car by himself, on a motorcycle, going down the highway with a mask on. I'm looking for a sheep's butt to put my nose up, said the man in the mask in his car with the windows rolled up all by himself. Said Whoopi Goldberg in the goofy creatures on The View. Said Neil Young as he wants to rock in the free world, but censor Joe Rogan. See that? You have to laugh. It's unbelievable. It's literally a new movie of Old Yeller, where when Old Yeller brings you the slippers, you give him a kiss and you give him a biscuit. And then when Old Yeller is snarling and foaming at the mouth, you smooch him, you kiss him. That's the new law. You must kiss rabid dogs. That's how insane this is. Engineered recidivism has nothing to do with the availability of guns. I said it today, I think, on Facebook, and I appreciate all your support on Facebook and here at the Spirit Campfire. I hope you're sharing this or hitting whatever buttons you need to. Cujo, yeah, no kidding. Put a bullet in Cujo's right eyeball coming out his left ear. preferably a 22 Magnum. They just leave a nice hole. But you need to share this. Push 100% truth. Story of my life. 100% truth is kryptonite to the left, to Marxists, to Joe Biden, to the Democrats, to the media, to big tech, to Hollywood, to academia. Truth, logic, and common sense, goodwill, and decency is kryptonite to all the people with power. So, what do we do about it? Go to hunternation.org. Well, I'm not a hunter. It has nothing to do with hunting. It's a system that we created where we're going to vet candidates running to represent we the people and make sure they stand up for our God-given individual rights as outlined in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, work ethic, earning your own way, law and order. You realize that all those perfect things are now white supremacy. And Candace Owen is a white supremacist. And Jason Hartless might be I don't know, he's a Motown funk brother. What's his name? Jason Whitlock. They claim beautiful, wonderful black dude, great friend, great man, a great asset, a great truth, logic, and common sense guy, black guy that the left is calling a white supremacist. See? Michelle Malkin, I don't even know. I don't care what nationality she is. I think she's Asian or something. I don't know, and I don't care. But some people care. You know who care? Racists care. Like Airbnb will not let Michelle Malkin's family stay at their facilities because she believes in God, family, country. It's believable. Be sure your family knows about the rape of Nanking, the Trail of Tears, the Bataan Death March. Make sure they know that. Wounded Knee. Here's the book. Make sure your children read this. They don't need to go to school. They need to read this book. And they don't have to wear a mask. In fact, if you make your child wear a mask, you are a monster. Teachers Union. I'm not kidding. Get this book by Andy Andrews. How do you kill 11 million people? So many Americans are so spoiled and so clueless that they're bending over and letting these oath-violating, treasonous punk devils destroy our country. The United States government is orchestrating the invasion of America. Treason, perfect treason. Joe Biden and his gang of Democrats and the rhinos that won't stop it are intentionally orchestrating the importation of fentanyl and meth and deadly chemicals, killing American citizens. Unbelievable. So you have to stand up for what you believe in. I'm not kidding. Hunternation.org. And I know I'm repetitious, I'm redundant. I go over this every time I do the Spirit Campfire because we have to make these moves. And I entertain adequately. Do I not? Isn't there adequate entertainment? So by the way, I was going to tell you the American Campfire. I'll get the guitar and play American Campfire here in a minute. But I appreciate you supporting me here. But be sure you share this. Push all the buttons or all the technology. I have no idea, but you must have an idea because you're on this. And get more and more people to support the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire because this is one of the most powerful truth, logic, and common sense. And all the evidence, unlimited evidence to support everything I say. Well, I like your political views, Ted. I don't have any political views. The Constitution isn't a view. The Bill of Rights isn't a view. That's a pretty good opinion. I don't have an opinion about freedom. We have freedom. We're supposed to demand freedom. That's not an opinion. That's a self-evident truth. Big difference. I genuflect at the altar of self-evident truth and unlimited evidence to support all the truth, logic, and common sense that I speak, I celebrate, I deliver, and I believe in. I know you do too. Well, I don't believe in everything that Ted Nugent says. Name one. Venison is food. Do you believe with that? You have to harvest a surplus of the wildlife every year to make room for next year's birth. Well, I don't agree. Then you're wrong. The things you don't, by the way, if you find somebody who goes, oh, I don't believe in everything Ted says. I like him and good music, but make them name one they don't agree with, because if they don't agree with what I say, they're either really stupid or liars. Well, you don't know everything, Ted. I don't know everything, but I don't speak about the things I don't know. What I speak about is what I know, what I've lived for 73 years, what I've examined and looked into and researched. Truth, logic, common sense, self-evident, we the people, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. No opinions on that, except that my opinion would be I like them. My opinion isn't that they exist. They do exist. My opinion would be I like them. Big difference. You see the difference? I did an Access TV, you know, where Sammy Hagar road trip and all this rock and roll stuff. I did with Katie Darrell. What a great woman. What a fine woman. And it's some kind of at home with the artist. And I don't know, it'll be on Access TV at some point. But here's an example. Here's an example. Why don't you contact the bosses at Access TV and ask them why you don't see Uncle Ted on there? Well, he's awfully opinionated. Yeah, God forbid anybody might have an opinion. So anyhow, Katie Darrell, she's always the host of all these rock and roll shows on Access TV. The top 10 revealed. That's what she has. Got a different outfit on every time. Really a doll. And she and I did a long interview. It's supposed to be a short interview, but once I get going, I am awfully fun to have a dialogue with, or at least witness the monologue. Go soak your head in the rain. Some guy who doesn't like me is wasting his time to be on here. See, God loves me. He celebrates truth, logic, and common sense with really smart, good, kind people. And then he also causes complete idiots to waste their time to complain about me. You gotta love that shit. So anyhow, so we're having a premiere of the Killer House documentary that Shemaine created. It's a brilliant piece. And let's talk about the content and the goal of Killer House documentary by Shemaine Nugent, where she almost lost her life to the infestation of Stachybotrys toxic black mold that infested our Michigan dream home that had to be bulldozed and taken to a toxic landfill because we were ripped off. And that's why we moved to Texas, because we were being treated here. We were really sick, 2002, 2003. And it'll be debuted tomorrow night in Waco, Texas. And the roads are horrible, but if you drive in, be very careful. I was out driving around in my Bronco and my Suburban and my Dodge pickup truck. And I love four-wheel drive, low lock, posi, limited slip. I love that shit. So tomorrow night, after I hunt with Chuck Fraser and Chris and family at Lone Wolf Whitetails in Coolidge, I'll be freezing my ass off. And they asked me what the dress code was. And I went, warm hunting clothes. When we come to the premiere of Shemaine's Killer House documentary, the dress code is warm hunting clothes. Of course, every day of my life, what's the dress code? Warm hunting clothes. So that'll be tomorrow night. And then, boys, a bunch of stuff is coming up. How about this? Tickets go on sale tomorrow, I think, for this Gonzo beach party rock and roll concert headlined by Ted Nugent in Panama City on April 29th. Write that down. That's confirmed, because there'll be no mask mandates. There'll be no bullshit. So there's a Ted Nugent rock out, a fire-breathing A10 Warthog musical get down. Panama City, April 29th, with Greg Smith and Jason Hartman's playing the best music on planet Earth. And the next night on April 29th, the headliner is my buddy Kid Rock. I'm not promising anything except we're going to rock your brains out. But on the 30th, when Kid Rock is headlining Panama City, the big beach party concert, he always plays Cat Scratch Fever every night. So maybe I'll stick around and go up there and show him how to play it. Just possibility. But there is no question that on April 29th, I think it's a Friday night, Panama City, Florida, the Uncle Ted flame-throwing Gonzo beach party in Panama City concert. It's going to be a rock out. Flames will be coming out of my ass. So bring the marshmallows. And then we're working on the tour. Boy, we got a lot of dates. 2020, the communist Chinese in the White House wouldn't let the tour happen. Well, some people went on tour. Yeah, and they played a place where you had to show paperwork or wear a mask. I'm not playing a place that plays Nazi jackboot. If there's some kind of unconstitutional mandate, by the way, mandates, there's the repair right there. You can't mandate shit. You can't mandate anything to me. You have no mandate authority. This isn't communist China, even though Joe Biden thinks it is, and he's helping it become that. But if there's a mandate for a mask that has been proven scientifically not to work, the guy's on his motorcycle doing 60 miles an hour with a mask. That's a country music fan if ever there was one. So hopefully the Uncle Ted shit kicker roustabout American Campfire Detroit Muscle Tour 20 Clusterfuck 22 will finally happen after the communist Chinese Biden gang canceled it in 2020 and 20 Clusterfuck 21. Let's pray to the gods of sonic bombast that Greg Smith and Jason Hartless and I can unleash the beast. Ted Nugent Detroit Muscle Tour Clusterfuck 22. Let's hope, because we got a lot of dates, June, July, August. Outrageous. My band's so good. My crew is so good. The guitar tone, holy shit, so good. The song's so good. Let me play American Campfire for you. It's a great lick. How about all my licks? How about that come and take it, that rhythm part? Don't you love that shit? But that whole chicka 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 chicka. How cool is that, huh? Sounds great in here. So anyhow, American Campfire. Everybody loves the American Campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American Campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American Campfire. Go ahead and fan the flame. We'll gather around, cheering, the party's on. Family and friends are here. Pull up a stump, set yourself down. Now I know why you're on. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American Campfire. Go ahead and fan the flame. Well, it's a long, long way to kingdom come, but I think we have finally arrived. Life, liberty, and rock and roll. I never felt so alive. Everybody loves the American Campfire. Everybody loves the American Campfire. Go ahead and fan the flame. Cool as shit or what? Anyhow, Greg Smith, Jason Hartless, this whole record is a monster. Holy smokes. The fires of freedom burn into the night. The spirit is alive and well. Party like an animal and live it up. And everybody raise some hell. Because everybody loves the American Campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Barack. I hope you're having a good time here. Hell yeah. And this guy says, Victor says, you suck. Escadibo. You can't even sprechen Diabla. Yeah, well, whatever. I suck. At least I suck for a really long time. And I've had a really long sucking career for the last 60 years. At least. These guys, these haters are hysterical. I mean, I can hardly breathe. I laugh so hard at these dirt bags. It's unbelievable. They're big fans of fentanyl, and they're angry because I'm against it. It's fucking precious. So anyhow, God bless truth, logic, and common sense celebrants. And I want to tell you, I'll quote the great Native Americans. I get these quotes from this book here, A New Beginning, The Smoke of 1,000 Lodge Fires by Stephen Hightower. And there's some profound statements. If we wonder often, the gift of knowledge will come. That's from the Arapaho chief. Think about that. That's what I've always said. If we wonder often, the gift of knowledge will come. That's about critical thinking. We haven't been critical in our thinking up till now, and we got this punk-ass president who got voted in with fake votes and non-residents and dead people and ballot harvesting and machines that were geared to give a Trump vote to Biden. Well, you don't have any evidence except all that. There's no evidence. There's no evidence except the footage. There's no evidence except every state has some vote monitor that has testified that it was scammed. There's no evidence except for that. What the? Oh, my goodness gracious sakes alive. Bah. See, I throw in a little bit of sheep talk once in a while, just in case some people need a translation. The people that are big fans of fentanyl, and they hate me because I get in the way of their fentanyl slaughter. That's how stupid it is. So thank you for your support. But the ultimate way to support getting back to America, we can spotlight cockroaches all day, but if you don't stomp the shit out of them, the cockroaches would like to say thank you. Nancy Pelosi likes you if you're not taking charge of America. Nancy Pelosi wants you to bend over. We've bent over, and this is what we got. You know how they've always said, well, let's goes California, goes America. Well, here you got it. That's why I support, Colonel Allen West for governor of Texas. And I know I got it. Well, Greg Abbott's doing a good job. Yeah, just before the election. He's done nothing till the election comes up. And sometimes Greg Abbott is pretty good, but if you're a pretty good bass player, you couldn't be in my band. You know that, right? If you were pretty good at anything, you couldn't work for me. Why would we accept a pretty good governor? Greg Abbott has failed us so often. Well, he's securing the border. No, he's not. He's got a bunch of heroes of military and law enforcement down there doing nothing, catching invaders and helping them invade. Where's that a secure border? You think if I caught a trespasser on my property, I go, hey, you're trespassing here. Come in this opening here. Here, let me take you to the middle of my property. Hey, you can't trespass here. Let me put you in the living room. That's what Greg Abbott's been doing. Yeah, what an anti-Texas guy. That's why I support Colonel Allen West, because now in Clusterfuck 22, as goes Texas, goes America. Look what happened in Michigan. Politically, Michigan is a suburb of San Francisco. What the hell? Oh, and a big salute to Governor Kristi Noem on all levels. But boy, there's a great governor. Governor Kristi Noem, South Dakota. God bless her. Let's watch that lady and pray for that lady, because she's running into a lot of obstacles from the Marxists who hate her. The fentanyl fans hate Kristi Noem. And Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, great governor. And what was this West Virginia guy that told Bette Midler to kiss his dog's ass? I don't know his name. That's so Ted Nugent-like. How beautiful was that? So thanks for sharing the Spirit Campfire here. I'll go. It's 8:45. Is that right? 8:45 Texas time. I'm a little blurry-eyed because I've been hunting. I've been out playing in the snow and shoveling snow and de-icing stuff and starting all my trucks and all my ATVs, make sure they're running, make sure the batteries are charged, and cutting wood and stacking wood and keeping the campfire going, because everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? And that's a metaphor for the flames of freedom. And we crave that. All humans have that instinct to be independent and self-sufficient. And the man in the arena, the great white buffalo, looking for a storm. Where's the storm? I'm heading into the storm. Like in my Ford Broncos. I go, where's the nastiest weather? I'm locking those hubs in. Here I come. That's just fun. It's fun to be defiant. American spirit is defiance. So critical thinking, exercising suspicion about everything. Howard Stern said, well, you're going to listen to doctors or Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent is sharing the evidence from the world's most respected virologists and epidemiologists. I'm not going, hey, I have this medical hunch. I don't have any medical hunches. I don't function on hunches, except when I'm deer hunting. I have a hunch this might be a good spot, and I'm usually wrong. But when it comes to medicine, I go to the best. When it comes to the mechanics, I go to the best. When it comes to the plumbers, I go to the best. When I come to the bass player, I go to the best. When I come to the drummer, I go to the best. When I gather a crew to go on the road, Ted Nugent's, the Detroit Muscle Tour, Clusterfuck 22, I get the best crew in the world. I get the best sound, the best lights, the best amps, the best guitar sound. We are the great white buffalo heading into the storm. We're not afraid of storm. We like it. And if you believe in that rugged individualism in real America, God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, Declaration of Independence, the man in the arena, work ethic, the great white buffalo heading into the storm, law and order, good over evil, Kyle Rittenhouse, self-defense. If you believe in that stuff, please go to hunternation.org. Please. We're putting conservative boots on the ground and in the voting booths this year because as goes the 2022 elections, it will seal the fate for a real constitutional republic where we, the people, can elect our representatives to do our bidding based on their sacred oath to the Constitution. Are you kidding me? Well, Nugent's an asshole. Yeah, truth, logic, and common sense is kryptonite to those people. I get such a kick out of it. Don't you goofballs who attack me know that we know you're goofballs, and that since we know you're goofballs, we want you to hate us? Because if you were good people, you would like us. If you're an absolute dirtbag, devil punk scummer, then of course you're going to hate us, because truth, logic, and common sense, goodwill and decency, honesty is kryptonite to the worst humans that ever slithered the earth. So it's a great badge of honor that the worst people in the world hate me. It's perfect. I think it makes me a better bow hunter. Which, by the way, the mystical flight of the arrow will cleanse the soul. Here's an old Matthews, one of my old Matthews, a Traverse. Thank you, Matthews Archery and gold tip arrows. Oh, by the way, this gold tip arrow here, Boning Archery, B-O-H-N-I-N-G, Boning Archery in Lake City, Michigan. This is a Fred Bear vein. Those are veins from Boning Archery. And that's a wrap on the end of my gold tip arrow that replicates Fred Bear's plaid jacket with the Fred Bear signature. Look, it's got a Fred Bear signature. And we're going to be promoting March 5th, Grayling, Michigan, Fred Bear's birthday. I don't know if I'm going to be there. I'm going to try like hell because John Wedrowski and everybody who celebrates the great Fred Bear, I'll play the song. Maybe not tonight, but I'm going to at least do a video to greet all the Fred Bear blood brothers March 5th in Grayling, Michigan. What a great, great man. And if you listen to the song Fred Bear, you literally will know him, because my love and my admiration and my heartbreak upon his passing was earth-moving, shattering even. So anyhow, I take my Matthews. I got a target over here about 10 feet, maybe about 12 feet. And I use this is a Scott release. It's a gripper. I don't have to strap it around. Got a really nice trigger. And it's a variation of rolling the fingers off the string, but for a more consistent release, I use this mechanical release. I got a bunch of different ones. I got a bone collector mechanical release. I love them all. And I have a nice 50-pound draw, Matthews, and I come back smooth and graceful, and I line up hand-eye coordination. The mystical flight of the arrow. So that's an Uncle Ted tech tip. Get a bow and arrow that's graceful and effortless to draw back. It has to be effortless. You have to be smooth. Archery isn't power. It's not kinetic energy. It's not velocity. Archery is graceful, effortless, oneness with the path of your life as guided by the gifts from God, applied intelligently with much spirit. Are you with me? Get a bow and arrow. It will eradicate the ugliness that is all around us. Every time you shoot the bow, there's no Nancy Pelosi. There's no Hillary Clinton. There's no Joe Biden. There's no treasonous devil punks running America. Oh, speaking of that, I just found out that we have these hats. These hats are on sale right now at tednugent.com. How cool is that? Remember this? We had a bunch of them that I signed. I don't think we have any that are signed. We might have some that are signed. You have to go to tednugent.com. But we have it with the script, the Ted Nugent script. So that hat is available. And that hat is available. And this is my favorite. That hat is available. Yeah, beautiful. The middle, I mean, God gave us a middle finger. Come on, people, use it. Oh, and here's another one. Black Rifle Coffee Company. We're working with Evan and the boys. What great coffee. I got a bunch of Black Rifle coffee for Christmas, and it's so damn good. Barack. That Evan and his Black Rifle Coffee Joe addicts, Barack, they are going to start manufacturing the Ted Nugent Java. So a big salute to the Black Rifle Coffee Company, Evan and his dedicated warriors. I'll be giving you much updates on that. It'll be available at tednugent.com at some point in the future. But anyhow, I leave you with this. I always repeat this. There is a youth charity called FullCircleProgram.com that literally is responding to the devils in our government who are orchestrating the invasion and importation of deadly fentanyl and meth and chemicals killing Americans at record numbers. Do you really grasp that? Well, Nugent's outrageous. No, you want to know what's outrageous? That this is true. Joe Biden's treasonous devil government is knowingly and intentionally importing deadly fentanyl at record amounts to kill Americans. He could stop it. I could stop it. He won't stop it, which means he's doing it. Good God in heaven. Yeah, Black Rifle Coffee, killer stuff. So, FullCircleProgram.com, FullCircleProgram.com, a great charity of young Americans helping save the lives of young Americans who are being slaughtered by our government and the Mexican drug devils. Oh, it's okay. It is so bizarre. That's why some people hate me. Well, Nugent said that the government is bringing in fentanyl. Yeah, I did. Because we have giant truckloads of it that we caught. And then other truckloads are still coming in. Oh, and here's another one. So this red-haired devil, just a horrible, bad woman, just a terrible, lying, dishonest, treasonous bitch, spokesdevil for Joe Biden, said that the people were flying across America with our tax dollars, were paying for them to invade us. They're unaccompanied children. But the footage is of military-age men getting off the planes. Mark my words. They are importing terrorists to terrorize America. Our government is doing that. Isn't U.S. Marshals, can't you start arresting these people? FBI, are there any oath keepers in the FBI that don't violate their oath and won't obey an immoral order? Can't you start arresting these, not just the invaders, but the people who bring the invaders in, the president, the Border Patrol chief? The Border Patrol agents are absolute heroes, and they started pushing back, where the Border Patrol chief is appointed by Joe Biden and says we have to do our job. You won't let us do our job. We're not securing the border. You won't let us secure the border. We're border security agents. And this administration won't let us do our job. We're catching them and escorting them into America. That's not border security. That's an orchestrated invasion at the hands of Uncle Sam. Holy God. You horrible, horrible people. All right. I'm going to end this with a smile. HunterNation.org if you want to stop these horrible, horrible people. HunterNation.org. FullCircleProgram.com if you want to help save American lives being killed by our government with their fentanyl importation. It's outrageous. I know it's outrageous. It's heartbreaking. But I'm going to go hug a blonde. I'll start with Sadie. And I'm going to snuggle a black-mouthed cur blonde that's happy. And then I'm going to really snuggle Shemaine. In fact, I think she's starting the bath now. I'm going to do some bottom feeding tonight, a little snorkeling. See how long I can hold my breath. You love that shit, don't you? Come on. This is a spirit campfire. I can say stuff like that as if it's a campfire, because it is a campfire. It's not as if it's a campfire. This is the electronic Ted Nugent spirit campfire. Nothing's hold back. I don't hold nothing back. God gave me 2 middle fingers. I'm lighting them on fire for freedom. So thank you for celebrating the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Go to tednugent.com and let me finish with this. You want to really drive Nancy Pelosi. You want to make her fake eyebrows on her fake face and her fake forehead go past her fake hair and migrate to the back of her skull. Go to mypillow.com and type in the code SPIRIT. Wouldn't you like to be a part of that? To cause the devil much pain and suffering? If you want to cause the devil much pain and suffering, go to mypillow.com and type in the code SPIRIT. Buy a bunch of his shit. I got wear his slippers, and I got the dog bed. The dog bed, Mike Lindell, My Pillow dog beds are awesome. And I think he's got this My Store thing going on too, all kinds of cool shit. But the more you support Mike Lindell, the more you cause Nancy Pelosi's eyebrows to migrate. It's so damn funny. Well, now I can push that. Shemaine said I can do stuff. Oh, I just did it, Ted. Lust pretzel 60. Oh, wait a minute. You're snorkeling, buddy. All right. How do I do this? All right. Greater is he that lives in us than he that is in the White House. Yeah, no shit, Randy. I figured this out. This guy says I'm crazy. You're crazy, man. Yeah, Victor, you wish. Oh, this is Victor Escobedo. Hey, habla, sprechen Sie habla? Tengo huevos de toro. Victor, we're so happy you're here. Because you're right, I am crazy. I'm crazy smart, crazy dedicated, crazy American, crazy free, which drives you kind of people really crazy. Can you bring the camera? No, I'm not bringing the camera to the tub. No fucking way. Where's Mike? I got some cool ideas. Yeah, right. We'll call Mike right away. All lives matter. No shit. Okay, there's another example. So if you think all lives matter, how can that be racist? Because it includes everybody. See what's happened? What good Lord. Maybe Victor Padiata. Maybe he doesn't get that. All right, so I love you people. You feel the love? A lot of people can't handle my love, so I'm going to end this broadcast. So, oh, by the way, see that flag back there? Come and take it. We have a bunch of come and take it flags at tednugent.com. Yeah, you're damn right I'm selling stuff because this spirit campfire doesn't fall out of the sky. You got to support it and go to tednugent.com and support it. Go to mypillow.com and type in this code SPIRIT and support it. Go to hunternation.org. Go to fullcircleprogram.com. There's a lot of information, but you people can handle it. I love you madly. I will see you here. You never know when. Maybe through the weekend. Maybe right after the weekend. You never know where Uncle Ted might just pop in. I'm going to go pop in the tub. That's what I'm going to do.